Hi there, Casper here. Are we in the same boat or are we not right now? Look, the world is clearly in massive change right now, and I think one of the core things is how do we deal with this? How do we respond to this? And look, there will be people in every situation imaginable, from those people who are in a terrible place through to people who are comfortably off and are okay, and this probably won't affect them that much. And then everything else in between. So from that sense, we are most definitely not in the same boat. However, in another sense, we are all in the same boat because we have to adapt to the world and how it is now. And that for me comes down to our emotional responses. How do we deal with things? How do we find opportunity? How do we look after each other? How do we work together? How do we deal with everyday things like cabin fever and living and working in the same environment? Now look, a lot of people may think, look, Casper, you sound like a posh middle-class English guy who's been on a boat for several years. I spent 3 years of my life sailing around the world on a boat. And you may be thinking, what the F has that got to do with the current situation? It's all right for you. So look, when I went off on boat adventures sailing around the world a couple of times, that was my choice. What we have right now is most definitely not our choice. This has been forced upon us. And I think, despite that though, there are some parallels between where we are now and what I've experienced, and perhaps some of the things that I can share with you and your teams around how do we deal with this situation that we're facing right now. And on the second trip we had 2 years whilst at sea, whilst both homeschooling and running businesses. So I think there are some parallels there between how do we deal with things. So at the moment I'm doing a lot of talks for companies, for teams, under the title, we are all in the same boat, because in that sense, the broader sense, we've all got to adapt to change. We're all on this rough ocean at the moment, and we've got to figure out how do we work together, how do we deal with that. So look, if that would be useful for your team to help either the people in the work team adapt in the work environment, or to help them to adapt at home to what we've got, I have a lot of experience of this. We had 5 years preparing for our 2-year adventure, and during that time we went through a lot of learning, a lot of processes, and even that didn't adequately prepare us for actually being together at sea for that extended period of time. Right now we've all been thrust into this situation, this scenario, and we've got to figure this out as we're going along. And so therefore I think we need to try and find the best shortcuts, the best hacks, so that we can all not just survive but thrive in these challenging times and find the right ways through. So I'm sharing ideas at the moment around how do we manage our mental health, how do we manage our emotions, our reactions, what should we be listening to, what should we be following, what are the habits we should be adopting, what should we be looking towards for hope, what are the different things that we can rely on. So, although clearly it's a different situation, I do think I have some relevant experiences that I can share. So get in touch, love to have a chat and see if I can help you and your team out in this challenging time. All right everyone, look after yourselves, take care.